All right, diving in. We're tackling Frog and Toad are Friends today.
Ah, classic.
Is it worth reading? And not just for kids, but for, us grown-ups.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, strong start.
Yeah.
But we got to back that up. We've
Right.
got reviews, rankings, essays.
The whole shebang.
Exactly. So by the end of this, you'll know if it's worth your time.
You'll know for sure.
So where do we even start with a book like this? I mean, everyone knows Frog and Toad.
Well, think about who it's really for first, right? These are early readers.
Oh, yeah, those I-can-read books.
Yeah, level 2 specifically, so they're ready for longer sentences, but...
But still need a little hand-holding.
Exactly. Engaging stories, a bit of wordplay, perfect for those developing readers.
Okay, that makes sense. Picturing a kid, proud to be graduating from picture books,
On to bigger things.
but not quite ready for, full-on chapter books.
Right, right.
But here's my worry, and I bet some listeners are with me.
Hmm.
Those simple stories, wouldn't they be dull for an adult?
Ah, that's where Frog and Toad gets ya. The stories seem simple, but man, they pack an emotional punch.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Take The Letter, for example.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one vaguely.
Toad's just moping around because he never gets any mail.
Sad Toad.
And what does Frog do? Writes him a letter just to cheer him up.
Oh, that's sweet.
Right. But it's more than that. It touches on loneliness.
Oh, I see.
The power of a small gesture, things we can all relate to no matter our age.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this goes deeper than just, kids stuff.
Absolutely.
But what about the writing itself? Is it, engaging enough to hold an adult attention?
Arnold Lobel, the author,
Yeah.
he was a master of simplicity.
Right.
He conveys so much with so few words, it's amazing.
Give me an example.
Like in A Lost Button.
Okay. Yeah.
Toad loses a button, Frog's helping him search, right?
Mhm.
Every button they find, Lobel describes it with such detail.
What, like shiny butter, blue button?
More like a big white button with a chipped edge,
Oh, wow. Okay.
or a shiny gold buddy that sparkled in the sun.
So you can picture it.
Exactly, you're right there with them.
Huh. And that's enough to keep you hooked.
It builds suspense, even though the plot itself is, like you said, simple.
That's fascinating. It's like elevating the ordinary.
Through the power of language.
Yeah, that makes me think of Corduroy.
Oh, yeah, another good one.
Both celebrating simple things.
Right.
Is the writing style similar, though?
They're both gentle, heartwarming for sure.
Yeah.
But Lobel's humor is more, how do I put it, understated.
Understated.
Like in A Swim, where Toad's all self-conscious about his swimsuit,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
makes Frog promise not to look.
Classic Toad.
And then more and more animals gather, thinking there's going to be some spectacle.
Because Toad's making a fuss?
Exactly.
Ugh.
It's hilarious, but Lobel doesn't hit you over the head with the joke.
He lets the situation...
Speak for itself.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's like classic sitcom humor almost.
Oh, I see that.
More about the characters and the absurdity.
But speaking of A Swim, one reviewer I saw, they found that story a bit, much.
Really?
Yeah, they said it was, quote, messed up. That Toad got teased for his swimsuit.
That's a valid point, and something to think about when you're sharing it with a kid.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Lobel was trying to show that everyone feels self-conscious sometimes.
Oh, okay.
And Toad, by being so worried about his appearance, he brought attention to himself.
And it backfired.
Exactly. It's not about making fun of him, more like showing the consequences.
Of his own action.
However innocent they might be.
Right, right. It's a subtle lesson.
Yeah, it's a gentle way to explore insecurity, which, let's face it, kids and adults deal with.
Okay, that makes more sense now.
Good, good.
But moving on, gotta talk about the art style.
Oh yeah, the visuals.
It's very different from, say, Dr. Seuss.
Way less neon.
Exactly. Those muted colors, do they work against it, especially for kids used to? Like, flashier stuff.
That's actually where Frog and Toad shines, I think. The simple greens, the browns, they actually enhance the emotional depth.
Interesting.
Think about the letter again.
Toad feeling lonely.
Right. The way Lobel draws Toad's eyes, all droopy and sad, it perfectly captures his loneliness, even without a lot of words.
So it's like the art does some of the heavy lifting.
Exactly. And that subtlety, it might be lost if it was all bright and distracting.
Okay, so it's a choice.
A deliberate one,
It complements the writing.
creating this quiet but powerful experience.
But is it, too quiet for today's kids? They're used to Mitchell's versus the Machines, all that crazy animation.
Ah, that's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do we value in children's literature?
Good point.
Frog and Toad asks us to slow down, savor the quiet moments, connect with the characters emotionally.
It's a different kind of engagement.
Very different from the, in-your-face style of some modern stuff.
Yeah, it's like choosing a cozy fireside chat over a rock concert.
That's a great analogy.
Both are great, but...
Different vibes.
And despite this book coming out in 1970...
A long time ago.
It's still super popular,
Yeah.
right? Holding its own against these modern giants.
Absolutely. Consistently ranks high on best-of lists for beginning readers.
That's impressive.
Shows its staying power.
But doesn't it feel dated at all?
Some might say so, but the themes, friendship, kindness, dealing with emotions.
That's timeless stuff.
Exactly. Those are human experiences that never really go out of style.
So those core things, they don't really change, even if the world around us does.
Nope, not at all.
But, okay, let's get practical for a sec.
Sure.
Thinking about parents, teachers, anyone sharing this book with a kid.
Right.
Any downsides? We talked about that swimsuit thing. Anything else?
Well, one criticism you hear sometimes is that the stories can be a bit slow-paced.
Oh?
Not a lot of action, suspense, in the traditional sense.
Yeah.
Frog and Toad is more about appreciating those small moments.
The quiet stuff.
Exactly. The quiet joys of friendship.
So, not going to keep a kid on the edge of their seat.
Probably not, no.
But for bedtime, a quiet afternoon.
Perfect for that.
Right. Makes sense.
And it's those quiet moments that allow for, some really profound observations about life.
Huh.
Like in Cookies.
Oh, yeah, the cookies.
Frog and Toad trying to resist eating the whole batch.
Classic.
It's funny, but it also teaches kids about self-control.
Sneaking in those
On
lessons.
giving in to temptation and all that.
So it's not just silly.
There's depth there.
I like that.
Layers.
But how's it compare to other popular books for this age group, like Dr. Seuss, Click, Clack, Moo, those big names?
Oh, it's definitely up there with them.
Popularity-wise.
Yeah, and lasting appeal.
But it's different, right?
Tonally, yeah, it's much gentler.
Gentler.
Dr. Seuss, all that zany energy, the rhymes.
Right.
Click, clack, moo has that cheeky humor.
Yeah, kids love that.
Frog and Toad is quieter, more focused on the characters' relationship.
So less laugh out loud, more warm, fuzzy feelings.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's closer to something like Corduroy.
Oh, okay. In terms of tone. Yeah. Exploring friendship, self-acceptance, but very gently.
But even more character-driven.
Oh, absolutely. Frog and Toad, it's all about their dynamic.
Frog's the optimist, right?
Yeah. And Toad, he's got those anxieties.
Speaks for a good pair.
They balance each other out.
And that's why it's lasted so long.
I think how.
Kids today, they'd still get Toad's swimsuit worries.
Even if the world's different.
Yeah, exactly.
It's universal.
But before we wrap up,
Sure.
anything else our listeners should know? Any fun facts about the author, the book, whatever?
Well, did you know that Arnold Lobel,
The author?
he actually based the characters on himself?
No way, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frog was like his outgoing side,
Yeah.
and Toad, that was his shyness, the anxiety.
He put a lot of himself into this.
Thought of his own personality.
That makes it even more, real.
Authentic.
Yeah, and explains why the friendship feels so genuine.
Exactly.
Like, he got it.
He understood the ups and downs, the joys, the frustrations, all of it. It's more than just a kid's book then.
It's about life,
Yeah, it disguises these simple stories.
Exactly.
But were there any, awards, anything official recognizing it?
Oh, yeah, it won a Caldecott honor.
What's that?
Big deal in the picture book world.
Okay.
Recognizes outstanding illustrations.
So Lobel's art is that good.
It really is. It captures the warmth, the humor perfectly.
Wow, a Caldecott honor. That's saying something.
It is.
It's not just the words then.
It's the whole package.
This immersive experience.
And that's something for parents, teachers to remember.
Yeah.
The illustrations are not just decoration, they're part of the storytelling.
Adding to the meaning.
The emotion.
So we've got engaging stories, lovable characters, award-winning art, timeless themes.
What more could you ask for?
It's worth revisiting no matter your age.
I think so.
Might surprise you.
With its depth, yeah.
Frog and Toad are friends,
It's something special.
celebrating friendship, kindness, the simple joys.
All the good stuff.
So I think we've given our listener a pretty good look at this book.
Yeah, it's more than just a kid's book.
Not just for beginner readers.
Right. There's something there for everyone.
It's about friendship. Those simple moments.
The power of connection.
Exactly. It's timeless in a way.
And it makes you think,
About.
Well, are you more of a frog or a toad?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Are you the cheerful one, always ready to help?
Like Frog.
Or are you a bit grumpier, need a little push sometimes?
Like Toad. Haha.
It's fun to think about.
I think I'm a bit of both, honestly.
Most people are, probably.
Depends on the day, right?
Exactly, and that's the beauty of friendship.
You embrace the differences.
You make a good pair.
Exactly. So, listener, go explore Frog and Toad are friends.
See which character you connect with.
And remember, whether you're a frog, a toad,
or somewhere in between.
there's always room for kindness, laughter.
And a good friend by your side.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, that about wraps it up for this deep dive.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Hope you enjoyed exploring Frog and Toad with us.
Now go find a copy and rediscover the magic.
Happy reading!